This is the west pasture. I'm looking towards the west right now. Just walked out from under the eaves of the barn. That's to the north. That little path will take you to the north pasture. There's a shipping container, which I wish were in better condition, and a little garden that they used to use a long time ago, but haven't in a while. And this is the back side of the barn. And there's the cat who's on the every time we go for a little walk, the cat comes with us. You can see that the barn itself was used for animals. They had llamas and stuff. There's also fittings over here. It's a little hard to see in the garden area for rainwater collection to a barrel. And there's even a pulley up there to help lift it, I guess, if they needed to move it or empty it. But this garden area was concerned about deer, and so I think that their concern was valid, but I think this also needs to be redone. That is on the neighbor's property. That fence in front of us is our property line. And I'm now entering in to the pasture proper. There's a apple tree. Behind that fence is someone else's property. So let's go take a look between the apple tree and the Scotch broom. As you can see, there are serious apples, but we arrived at the wrong time. The fence is a little sketch, but I eventually want our pasture to look like their pasture in the you could mow it sort of sense. This tree is insanely chaotic and needs to be pruned, but it also, because it drops apples, is very popular for the local wildlife, which is why we've installed, temporarily anyway, a trail cam. And the trail cam has caught so far a family of deer and a family of coyotes. Pictures and videos of which will be posted another time. So I'm going to follow the property line. This is the northern line of the western pasture. It's roughly triangular. We're looking at the hypotenuse. That's what we're following right now. The right angle is back to our left near those other sheds. Broom, broom, broom. Lots of Scotch broom. And then there's just this big opening that you can see here. I'm probably going to end up taking that fence down, the parts of it that are on our side that just divide our property from our property. And if all goes well, this will be cleared out and will be where my ham radio antenna goes. I'm going to have, if again all goes well, over here in this area will be a shed with a basement, and that's where the radio equipment and such will go. And over there somewhere, roughly 50 feet from any fence. So picture a 100-foot diameter circle in this mess. And that in the center of that will be a ground-mounted vertical antenna. Also coming off of the shed right here will be long wire antennas, but the details have not been figured out yet. Anyway, I would like all of this to get mowed so I can see what the ground looks like, to see what's underneath it all. And it's just been let to go too long. It needs to, in order for us to effectively manage it, we need to know what's here. And so you can see that we got lots of the bramble and the broom and the thistle. The fence is bent out of shape here, but this, you ain't seen nothing yet. It was seriously bent out of shape earlier, further on, because a bunch of trees have fallen down. Now these trees here are pretty suspicious in a line, and I'm wondering what the deal is with the line. Hello, Linus. Because it means that there's probably done with intent. Now what was that intent? Maybe they're fruit, maybe it's an orchard, who knows. There's a lot of broken up wood, so coming through here we could get a whole bunch of firewood. Probably can't, but I'm gonna see if because we don't have wood burning stuff, but I'm gonna see if the person I hire to do the mowing and clearing out can do something with it. Apparently the previous owners and these guys were pals once upon a time. because there's a gate in the fence. And it'd be neat to know the people and have a little way to go connect to them. I want to get to know the neighbors, and I want to be the kind of neighbor where they can come through the fence and I can come through the fence and we can, hang out. So you can see that this is where it starts to get a little foresty on their side, and the broken trees on either side have done a number on this fence. And they're done a number on the ground. So I don't know how to get this cleared out without just paying humans to come and do manual labor. But it might be something I can do, I don't know. But I think the fence might have to be redone if it's going to have any fence value at all. So I'm still following along the hypotenuse. The triangle, the point of the triangle, the point in the west, the southwest corner of the west pasture, is actually not reachable by us. And I think that's on purpose. When I look at the properties, the plat, the little map that they made to define the property, there's a section which is set aside, and I don't remember the magic words, but it basically says, this is forest and don't build on it. So what I think that the people who built the house did is they went through here and made the fence go to there, because that's as far as you can build, and then took the fence here. So this is still our property with the brambles and berries and all of this stuff. And there's a fence in there, trust me. Over here, we're gonna have some downed logs. This is more of the Madrona stuff that Crystal and I are finding pretty fascinating. Apparently the locals use it for handcrafts, making things and stuff out of it to sell, which is pretty cool. Reminds me of, I want to say it's sandalwood, that people in Corvallis did that sort of thing. But trees on the other side, which are allegedly ours, are broken off and come over here and messing with the fence. I'm going to try to go through here. There. There's a whole lot of prickers and other good stuff. You can see this is animals probably came through here a bit. Cordelia, Crystal, and I have come by a couple of times. But if we can get this cleaned up and cleared off, I'd really like a proper walking path around the outside, the perimeter, as a sort of a let's walk the grounds way. So I'm going to try to do this without hurting myself. That was good. And the brambles have really done a number on this part of the property. They are everywhere. So, back up to eye level. Fence is broken. Fence is broken. More brambles. I have to watch where I step. Poor fence. And now we've come to the east-west part of the property. This is the bottom. This is the furthest we can go west along this section, and I don't know if that's just different fencing or if it's designed to be a gate, but I'd like to find out, because that looks like it might be fun to go and look around. So this could have been some kind of little trail, because there's like an even thing here, but again, there was once a tree that made the fence break. But these people over here are southern neighbors. I met them. They are nice. They keep their stuff in good condition. I'm a little jealous. Linus is still with us. So now we're going to go slightly uphill. The whole climb out was downhill. We're the furthest from the house we can be, and you can't see it. So, big tree. Big tree. All right. I'm going to, I think I did this one on top last time. No, I didn't. Don't do that. Cat didn't like that either. All right, under we go. Ooh, look at that. Animal poop. Maybe I'm gonna go on top some other way. What do you think, Cat? What are you gonna do? Are you okay? Yeah, he doesn't really understand why the humans do this. But he can crawl right under, and of course, he is no stranger to animal crap. So, let's step over this one. There's a giant rock. Every time I see a rock in a pasture, I wonder, hey, was this rock always here? That's where we came over. Now, I'm gonna go underneath this one, just like the cat. So yeah, imagine all this cleaned out, all the wood chopped up and used for something useful, even if it's firewood or wood chips or something. This is still the south part of the property line. That is the neighbor's house. Okay, this is open up underneath. It's a lot easier to walk. Okay. Broom, broom, broom. I don't think this is gonna hurt. Linus is still back there. So, it's not that big, but it's plenty big enough for us. And if we can clear it, this one might not be as frankly as productive as the north one. The north one, for whatever reason, feels more like we could use it for herbs and bees and stuff, but this one I think is going to be more of other kinds of land use, like camping kind of a thing. Camping on your own property, I guess. We have tons of blackberries, but not the nice kind. There's a little fence stashed over here, a little gate. I'm not sure what that's about. And at the corner of their house. And here's a little gate, which makes me think that, again, the neighbors were friends, the kind of friends you'd want to share a gate with. So that's the corner. That's the southeast corner of the west pasture. And this is his stuff, his shed. I would want to go through and have whatever magical machine does this sort of thing to clear this all out and just have grass and no more brambles until we can figure out what we want to intentionally grow here. Fence, fence, fence. This is the fence between us and them. You can see the barn. We're almost done. Broom, broom. Another look down in the middle of the pasture. Another day I'll explore the center of it. I've pretty much focused on the perimeter on all the walks, including this one. Here we come up. And the cat is still there. And you can see that these trees they just look intentional. And I don't understand yet what they're about. So that's why we're not going to make any major changes for a year or so. Just spend a year paying the bills and settling down. So this is where he sticks all his lawn clippings, because it's the farthest from where he is and the street. So that's good for him. Might be smart of us to put ours directly on the other side so we can share heat and stuff. That's our property. The side area, that's nothing. It could have been a garden, it could be whatever. We'll see. And that's where I want to put the ham radio thing once we figure out tree problems. And we're coming up on one of my favorite surprises that Crystal found. The blackberries, for the most part, are all the invasive Himalayan brambly kind, except these. So it's the wrong time of year, meaning like I guess a little too late in the season to eat them. But they are definitely berries. And I think that's pretty neat. So the cat knows that we're walking around the property and likes to come with because it's safe for him and he's getting better at it. This is that side section I mentioned we walked by earlier. And you can see the fence addition down there, probably to keep little animals out, or maybe to keep them from eating his lawn clippings. And that hill, I think, is when they dug the hole for the foundation, that's where they put the dirt, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Barn. That corner of the barn is sagging. These gutters look great. The other side does not. So all gutters get to be replaced with seamless gutters, and there will be rainwater collection, catchment, whatever you want to call it, so that we can use it. So that brings us to the end of this walk. I'm going to go back in here, and that's it. Thanks for walking with me through the West Pasture.